SiteGround has always been viewed as a more advanced WordPress hosting provider. Well, I'm here to dispel that myth and show you just how easy it is to create and manage your WordPress website with SiteGround. Let's not waste any time. Let's get this SiteGround WordPress tutorial started. First, timestamps are below if you need to skip to different sections of this tutorial. I'll explain every step by step, but feel free to pause or rewind as needed. Next, many of you probably don't have a SiteGround subscription yet. If you want to grab one at a discounted price to follow along with this tutorial, or if you decide to go with SiteGround at any point during the video, check out the links in the description. Always make sure to grab services like WordPress hosting or website builders through coupon codes or promos to avoid missing out on the best discounts. Anyway, once you click the link, what plan should you go with? Honestly, unless you plan to host at least 2 websites from the start, there's only one plan for you: Startup. It has everything a single website would need and will chomp at your wallet the least. I recommend starting with this plan because you can always upgrade later without any hassle. Plus, being on the cheapest plan first makes it easier to understand what your web project truly needs as it grows. I personally use Grow Big Web Hosting Plan for my blog and e-commerce sites. It costs around $5 per month when you sign up for a year. This plan removes restrictions on the number of websites you can host. One of its standout features is a custom ultra-fast PHP, which significantly boosts your content loading times. However, the catch is the renewal price, which jumps to around $20 to $24 per month. While it's still a solid investment, be aware of this increase to avoid any surprises down the line. In the next part of my SiteGround tutorial, let's actually create a website. How to install WordPress here. It's actually pretty simple. SiteGround's dashboard makes setting up a WordPress site very straightforward. From the Websites tab, click on New Website and follow the prompts to either use the domain you just purchased, another domain, or even SiteGround's free subdomains. Of course, I recommend using your newly purchased domain unless you want to test things out first. In that case, you can start with a free subdomain and connect your custom domain later. Once you've selected a domain name, you can either move an existing site or start fresh by installing WordPress. I also want to note that SiteGround offers fast migration with the help of their support team, so you're not forced to start with a fresh WordPress installation. The transfer worked flawlessly every time we tested it, but for this video, let's install a new content management system, and we have 3 options for this: WordPress, WooCommerce, and the Weebly website builder. However, before choosing any of these, we missed an important step. Do you see it? Right here? We haven't checked if the selected server is ideal for our needs. By default, it should be set to a location near you, but it's a good idea to choose a server closer to your audience. So if it's located in Europe and not the USA, you would be better off going with the Netherlands or German servers. All right, let's jump back in. Since this is a WordPress SiteGround tutorial, we'll go with it. But really quickly, Weebly is a simple and beginner-friendly website builder. It has limitations and the designing part is not the strongest. But if you think WordPress might be too much for you, give Weebly a chance. For WordPress though, we need to create logins and we can let SiteGround generate our password. Just write it down somewhere, preferably using a good password manager. A quick note here, SiteGround allows you to instantly log into your admin with a single click, which is very convenient. However, you need to find a way to reach your website admin without SiteGround's help. If something ever happens to SiteGround, it's good to have the backdoor key. Next, you should see a pop-up asking you to choose add-ons. In my opinion, these are only necessary for large or mission-critical web projects. Since SiteGround already offers an excellent security package, we can skip these by clicking No Thanks below. The same goes for email and backups. Not every web project requires email marketing, and SiteGround performs daily backups anyway, so there's no need to back up every hour unless you're uploading 200 blog posts per minute, at which point you might want to consult an exorcist. After WordPress is installed, click here to see your new website. From there, Site Tools, SiteGround's website management panel, offers a user-friendly experience with easy access to setting and performance analytics. You can even switch to dark mode, which is a nice touch for those long hours of web development. Plus, they've included a contrast mode, showing they care about user experience. Definitely a point in my book. However, in this WordPress tutorial, let's rewind for a moment. If you try to go directly to the admin page from here, you might encounter an error or a message saying the page was not found. Don't worry, everything is working. Sometimes SiteGround has issues with logging in from this specific screen. But if we go through Site Tools, then Manage WordPress and click this icon, shaboom, you'll log in instantly. The next step is the SiteGround onboarding process. If you'd like to skip it, just click here. But let's continue with the setup and select what your new site will focus on. For this example, we'll go with photography. You can choose a pre-installed theme to get started. These aren't exactly WordPress themes and they aren't all the options available, so pick any that fits your style. I'll show you another way to design your site later. Don't get me wrong, these themes are solid. If you find one that's 100% your vibe, feel free to stick with it. However, keep in mind they offer limited customization overall. The next page will ask you what plugins you want to install. And this will highly depend on the project you are building. A local business page will need a map and contact form, while a digital or e-commerce site will need galleries and store plugins. I'll deselect all of them. And then once I have a real need for something, I'll look through the plugin database. Remember, there are hundreds, sometimes even thousands of plugins that can do basically the same task. So read up on reviews, check how long ago they were updated, or just read around Reddit. Anyway, my little tangent about plugins is over. We can complete the setup. I recommend using the Astra theme along with the Elementor page builder to create a visually appealing and functional site. First, go to Themes and search for Astra, this one. After installing it, you'll see this message. If you don't see it, go to Plugins and install Starter Templates. If the message appears, just click on it to start the process. The Starter Template plugin will ask you for a website builder. All these choices are fine, but I recommend going with Elementor since I find it the most optimized and beginner-friendly option. Next up, you can select free and premium templates, such as a CycleShop template for an e-commerce project. From there, you can quickly upload your logo, adjust design elements like colors and fonts, and get your site up and running quickly. In just a few seconds, your new website with demo content is ready. Finally, go to any page and click Edit on the top to start editing with Elementor. It's a reasonably self-explanatory tool, but I've left a tutorial for you to learn how to use Elementor more in depth. Next, let's focus on SiteGround specific tools. There are three main ones: the dashboard, speed optimizer, and security optimizer. The dashboard is the simplest. It provides shortcuts for basic site management, along with tutorials and guides on WordPress. Now, the speed optimizer is much more useful. It lets you adjust caching settings, optimize the front end, and automatically reduce the size of your media files. Let's start with media optimization. First, enable the WebP images option. Make sure lazy load media is toggled on, and then click Edit in Image Compression. Now, check both boxes to back up and optimize all your images. A good rule of thumb is this: unless your website is showcasing high quality photos, there's no need for oversized images. Since so many users browse on their phones, you don't need to upload a 25 megabyte image when only about 5% of the quality will actually be displayed on their screens. Now, let's jump into the SiteGround security plugin. First, I highly recommend changing your login link to something custom. This simple change can prevent most hacking attempts, as it makes it much harder for attackers to find your admin panel in the first place. Next, enable two-factor authentication, 2FA, for an extra layer of security. I also suggest hiding your WordPress version, as exposing it can make your site more vulnerable to attacks. The rest of the options are more situational, so take the time to read through them and decide which ones are relevant for your specific project. And remember, these are free plugins, so don't forget to revisit them regularly and optimize your site as much as possible. Why not take full advantage of the tools available to you? So as you can see, SiteGround isn't that difficult to use with its simple tools and user-friendly custom dashboard. While the renewal prices are higher, the value you get in terms of performance, security, and ease of use makes it a worthwhile investment for your website. Now that you've got your site up and running, it's time to promote it and watch your project grow. Alright, thanks for watching my SiteGround WordPress tutorial until the very end. If you have questions about how to host a website or just want to chat, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to get to as many of you as possible. Also, you can find an in-depth WordPress guide by subscribing and checking out our channel. So, I'll see you there. For anyone else, I wish you good luck. Signing out.